Hey there, this is Konstantin. I'm a full stack developer, and today I will continue working on my progressive web application built with Solid.js and Firebase services. The main focus for today is migration to Tailwind CSS. Last time I actually installed Tailwind and configured it to be able to use it in the application. So today I will try to port as many CSS classes, CSS modules to Tailwind CSS. Let's switch to the code editor. And today we won't need to run the application through emulators. It's enough to run the application in a normal Vite development mode. So it's npm run and dev. Let me run the application first and see. This is the current state of the application. You see the background here, the dark background, and also you can see white title and actually white subtitles for new moon, new and full moon dates. So you see that the border and the label of the sign in button are also white, and the dates themselves are actually kind of bluish, light blue. So these three are the main colors of the application, right? But I suggest us treating background as a kind of separate, doesn't consider it as a application color because it's just a background. So the main two colors are white and light blue. We need to instruct Tailwind that our primary colors are which I just mentioned. To do that, I can open Tailwind config, and you see the theme section here and extend. So we can extend default classes provided by Tailwind here. To extend it properly, I'm gonna Google, actually I can use Tailwind website to find necessary documentation section. So theme extend. Okay, extending the default theme, and here is how we can extend the default theme. You see examples with sizes, with fonts. Let's scroll down a little bit. See examples with opacity, some dynamic styles and classes. Okay, let me scroll down a little. I hope to find necessary configuration there. Oh, I can actually, so yes, I think I can use just colors section and define primary and secondary color in there. So let me copy this stuff. I may not need it. I just need colors section, and colors section will have they'll have primary key, primary color will be white, and the secondary color will be light blue. Let me open the application styles and copy the color code from it. You see this light blue, we need it, so I will just copy it here. And what else we can use from here? I think we still can define background color as well here. I think so. Let me just define. Maybe we can call it I don't know. Okay, let's call it for now tertiary, but I would prefer a better name. It's hard to come up with a good name here because this color, this is the color name. So the Tailwind class for text, light blue text will be text secondary. So if I call the color background, it will, and I want to use it for text color, the class will sound like text background, and it kind of sounds a bit not right. So let me just maybe use tertiary name here, and still copy this background color in it. So now they have all main colors defined here. We can actually use them in the application to replace the colors here. But yeah, by the way, you see this piece, it's actually copied from Tailwind CSS before I made it possible to use Tailwind CSS classes without declaring it here, so I can safely remove it from here. And what can they do? We can actually, I'd like to define also CSS variables for these colors to be able to use them here. I can still use apply directive which Tailwind provides, like so. Just a second, I will show you. Apply text primary. Okay, I can still use it, but it's kind of, I don't know. Let's first do this way, and then I will try to refactor it. Apply background tertiary. This is the color of our background, and you see that we have a CSS variable here already for the for this particular case. So I wanted to refactor it at some point. That's why I introduced this CSS variable. So now I can actually come up with the CSS variables for all the defined colors and then use them through Tailwind configuration. I will show you how. So here I can actually define AM primary and define the color excuse me, primary AM color. It's yeah, better to call it this name. Secondary and tertiary also. Yeah, tertiary. Need to copy the exact color codes. Secondary is light blue. Tertiary is dark blue. Okay, it's good. Now we can actually use these variables through the Tailwind config, I think. Let's try and see. Yeah, and a quick note here. So this is my approach. You don't have to follow it exactly. So you can make it simpler without using CSS variables for your particular project. This is just my approach, which allows me using CSS variables in the places where I cannot use Tailwind classes. Sometimes it happens, sometimes you need to use it inside SVG, and you cannot interfere into SVG with some variables, etc. Sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes some third-party libraries and components requires us using CSS variables instead of Tailwind classes. That's why. So let me continue renaming stuff here. Tertiary. Now I can actually replace this text color with color primary variable or with Tailwind class. Let's do it step by step. So we have it here, fill. I can actually use my primary CSS variable for icons, for all the icons. I will just copy fill and paste it to each particular icon. Okay. Let me close the icon components. I don't need them anymore. I just need to remove the previously declared CSS variable for the white color. Now I can just load the project and see if everything here is working fine. Don't pay attention to the error messages. That's because I didn't run the application through the emulator suite. So we are not interested in this in particular moment in time. So you see that everything here is as planned, but yeah, I need to check it further. Let me check it here. It's directly set. Okay, I will probably, but you see that the icon which I just changed actually uses the CSS variable. One thing we can test here is this. Yeah, AM color primary, Ashtanga moon color primary. That's good. At least CSS variables are working. Now I can actually continue importing stuff. So you see that we set moon, the set background dark blue to the moon component where they render the moon. Just a second, I will show you where we are using it. You see moon SVG, which we actually set background dark blue. What if we now just remove this dark background, because we actually have a higher level element which has a dark blue background. So I guess it should actually inherit it. Not in fact inherit it, but the dark blue background of the parent component will be seen if you don't set any background here. Let me check. Yeah, I think moon 1, just moon. Yeah, I think so. And I can actually remove clear as well. I think I don't need it because we are using flex, and clear is more suitable for floats. No one remembers what are floats for nowadays, because we have flex, because we have CSS grids, but it's still possible to use them sometimes in some cases. So let me continue. You see that we are using color light blue for current date. Let me find current date in the code and instead use Tailwind class for it. We can keep this class for now and just set text color through tailwind, text secondary. Okay, and I can actually remove this color from here and see what happens. This is for current date. This is this date at the top. You see text secondary, and you see that it's light blue, and it uses AM color secondary CSS variable. So it works as expected. The entire configuration I applied is actually functioning right way. So I can continue. For this particular current date, I can actually set font bold, because I want the font to be bold here, and I can remove it from classes. Text align center. I think Tailwind has text center for that, and I can remove it from here completely. Save the file, reload the app. Yeah, I don't even need to reload the app, because hot loading is working here when we run application in the development mode through Zit, because Zit enables hot loading by default for this particular project. So we see that all the Tailwind classes applied here, so all good. What else we can do to migrate to Tailwind? Let's find footer class. I think it's also in here in app component. You see footer class. Okay, so footer is width 100%, which means that we need to set width full, because it's an alternative provided by Tailwind CSS, and I can actually remove footer from here, I guess, if footer is not used anywhere else. I don't think it's used, so I can freely remove it. So we now can remove it from footer as well. Let me reload the app. Yeah, I think it'd be good. We can continue. So you see next dates, and you see that next dates uses primary color, white color, right? So we can find next dates class and set alternative to the classic CSS here. Next dates, text primary. Okay, text primary. This is the first change. What else? Margin bottom 1 rem. Let me find Tailwind alternative for that. Margin 1 rem. Let me scroll down a little. Find 1 rem. What's the equivalent class for 1 rem? It's 4. So in Tailwind notation, 1 rem is 4, meaning we can use MB4 for this component. MB4. And remove it from here. Display flex. Display flex in Tailwind is just flex. Okay, just flex. Sometimes Tailwind provides simpler names for classes. Flex direction is just flex call or flex row. In our particular case, it's just flex. I don't remember what. Yeah, flex call. Flex call, exactly. We can remove it. Justify content in Tailwind is just justify center, I think. Let me try to type it, and yeah, auto completion helps. Justify center. What else? Align items center. Align items center is just items center. Okay, I can actually remove it from here completely. And these are styles for mobiles, by the way. We have some additional styles for desktop here. So I'm going to open application on mobiles in simulation here in Chrome, and I see that everything is okay here, so I can continue, but I need to apply some modifier to reflect this breakpoint. So let me check what are breakpoints for modern Tailwind version. Breakpoints, because I don't remember them by heart. So current breakpoints table is 640, laptop 1024, desktop 1280. Okay, we don't have the same breakpoint which we are using for our application, for our mobile state. But what if I will just use stable? I can actually define my custom one the same way here through Tailwind config. I can actually just extend the default theme configuration and then add a new screen here. But if I need it at all, I'm thinking maybe I can just rely on tabled, and it should be just okay for me. Let's see. I can actually use our arbitrary styles as well. I don't want to use them for now because I want to make it kind of universal. Oh no, it's actually it's my mistake, so my fault. This is an example of how we can define our custom screen resolutions, our custom breakpoints, but I want actually default breakpoints. This is okay for me, so I can just rely on SM for small screens and MD for medium, large, etc. So I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Everything is here already defined, so I can try to rely on SM modifier. So if I want to change something on screens starting from 640 pixels width, I need to add SM modifier here for any class which is suitable in my particular case for desktops. So if I want to add some desktop styles, I need to apply modifier. Let's assume that everything will remain working as expected if we change this breakpoint to 640, and I'm sure it will be okay. So I'm gonna use SM modifier to adjust styles of the next dates component on desktop, because by default it's mobile first architecture of styles. So we first define styles for mobiles and then adjust them based on the screen of every new larger device. So let me use SM modifiers and set flex row, because I want this component will be flex row on desktop. I can just comment out this part, and gap should be free RAM in Tailwind. Let me check gap. What's the equivalent for free RAM? Free RAM in Tailwind notation is 12. Okay, so gap 12 should cover it for desktop devices. Gap 12. Okay, and if I comment out it should still work. Let's see. I will reload the app just in case. and open it on larger device, you see that the application is this kind of these blocks. I need to highlight them in red actually, so you can see what I'm talking about. So feel free to use border red, I don't know, 500 to see what component, what element you are currently working with. It's just for debug purposes. You don't need to keep this border, of course. It's just to see what you are working with. And I need to set border here also, because it's just setting a color, but I need to set border, enable border as well. So you see now, this is the list of blocks which are positioned in a row for the stop, because we actually apply flex direction row for the stops after 640 pixels width. When I reduce the width, you see that the blocks are displayed in a column. It means that we assigned styles properly, so we can continue with modifiers. Here I can actually remove the border because I don't need it anymore. I can actually remove next dates. Oh no, I cannot yet remove next dates because I have some dependent styles, but I can remove next dates class from here. So we see some styles for moon phase. Moon phase is here. So moon phase element is here, and I can actually set it to width to full white width. So it will be white full, and we can close it just to not break anything. So I just text align center, meaning that it's text center, text center. Can remove it from here. Margin bottom 0.8. Let me check what's the side for 0.8 RAM. We don't have 0.8 here. We can actually define, but I would rather rely on what's already existing. I don't want to define a new kind of size, so I'm gonna set it to 3. So it will be margin bottom 3, MB3, okay. And the color is light blue, meaning that it's secondary color. So text secondary, okay. Can remove it. Font weight is bold, meaning it's font bold. Display flex, meaning it's flex. Direction, flex direction is row, it's flex row. Okay. Justify content center, align item center. Okay, justify center, items center. Can remove from here. Gap 1 RAM. Let's refresh. Yeah, it's 4. Gap 4. Gap 4. Can remove moon phase from here. Let's see what we have for the stop for moon phase. We have width of auto. So SM width auto. Can remove from here. Flex direction column, flex call. I need to set it to SM, modifier SM, and it's gonna be call. Yeah, flex call, can remove, and gap just 0 for the stops. SM gap 0. So I can actually word wrap here to see the styles, but so I can remove these styles for moon phase from here and just check out the application if it's working the same way. Yeah, I think so. Not exactly, but we will get to that. Yeah, I think font weight bold for title is necessary. Font weight normal. Okay, we will get to that. Let's continue with title. So we have title class here, and we need to define white 50%. So 50 is something like this, I guess. In Tailwind it's something like this. Let's check and see later. For now it should work. And date also W1 and second. So you can remove it from here. The date is flex, row, flex start, center. Okay. The date is flex, flex, flex row, justify start, items center. Let me check if I got it right. Flex start, yes, exactly, got it right. So it's for date, and now font size 16. Let's wait for a bit with font sizes. I will need to check it later. Just let's start from color first. The color is primary, obviously, so text primary should fit well. Can remove it from here. Font weight bold, font bold. Yep, margin bottom 0.1. Let's check what's similar to 0.1. Gap, we don't need gap, we just need a size, so it should be 0.5. okay, 0.5. Margin bottom 0.5. MB 0.5 should work. Let's see later. Margin bottom, flex row, flex and center. Okay, display flex, flex, flex row, flex, justify and items center. Okay, item center, yes, and should be good. Can remove. Yeah, let's keep font size for now. I will get to it later. So what's on the desktop? On the desktop we have with auto for title. SM with auto. Can remove. Font size, let's keep it as is for now. Font weight normal, we can do it. SM font normal. Display block, okay, it's just block, SM block, yes. Date with auto, SM with auto, display block, SM block. Okay, so I can remove this stuff and I need to decide on the font sizes. I'm gonna find font size here. Let me find what's text base, actually 16, and text large is 18. So I can set title text base. Okay, I just need to set text base here, text base here, and title for desktop is text large. Title for desktop SM text LG should be 18 pixels. So now I think I can remove these settings completely. Okay, and I can also remove title class, custom class here, date class here, monthface class here, and also some classes here, next dates. Yeah, I think so. Can remove it too. So we can reload the app and check if everything is working according to our expectations. This is desktop size. This is kind of tabled size. Yeah, it's good. I think it should be good. I can actually consider adding new moon, making new moon as bold later, but it's already changes to what I had before, so I'm gonna keep the styles very close or the same with previous ones, but with Tailwind CSS classes instead, not with pure CSS classes. So I can actually remove app CSS here and remove the include of app CSS in the app component. Let me reload the app again. So what else can they do here? I can actually continue with something simple. We have loading component and we have sizes here, loading size, component sizes. What is the fine alternative to these sizes in Tailwind? Padding, okay. Padding should be 0.6 RAM. Let's find something similar. 0.625 should be fine for us. Can use 2.5 for 0.6. So loading component should have, we can remove this styling from here and just set padding Y, padding Y as 2.5. Padding Y meaning Y and padding X meaning X axis, right? So yeah, it's either vertical for Y or horizontal padding for X. So we need to find the right number for 0.9 RAM. So 0.9, something similar. Okay, we have 3.5. I think we should be okay for PX 3.5. So I can save the component, remove the file, and check the loading. on my page. Yeah, I think loading component is the same. It's very, yeah, it's displayed just for some milliseconds, but I can see that it's working fine. And actually, as I remember, we are using the same padding for buttons, for all buttons. So what if we try to add button styles right away? So we have subscribe buttons. Yeah, let me check where we define buttons sizes here. Yes, we have padding for button the same as for loading component, which is reasonable because we display first loading component and only then when we loaded some state we display a button. So it should not be like blinks or something like this, so we should minimize that. That's why I actually used the same padding for the loading component. So let's start setting the same padding for all the buttons we can find in the project. And actually it might be better if we actually extract buttons to a separate component, but okay, let's keep it stupid. We will refactor it later. For now I just want to focus on Tailwind migration. Later we will be able to refactor it, all this stuff. Okay, we have one interesting package I want to install here. It's called CLSX npm, which would allow us to merge classes. But actually Solid.js has some tooling for merging classes. Let me check. Solid.js merge classes. I guess it should have some tooling for that. Let's see what people say. Class, prop class, child class. Yeah, I think so. We can use some. No. We can not use it. We need some external dependency. I think this one should work. Okay. Do we need React for that? Because I'm using it for React, and I'm not sure if it's possible to use it for Solid.js as well. I think so. It should be possible, because they don't explicitly mention which framework it is for. So let's try to use it actually. I'm gonna install it first. npm install CLSX to merge classes properly. Okay. I'm just thinking if it's a runtime dependency or it's just a dev dependency. Let's keep it runtime. Let's keep it production dependency for now. We can improve it later. So here you see I have custom style, which I need to keep at least for a while. To be able to assign additional classes to this component, I should either use string concatenation this way, or do it wiser and use this CLSX tool to combine classes. And actually Tailwind has Tailwind merge, which allows to merge classes. I think Tailwind merge is a little bit heavier than this tool, because Tailwind merge actually has all the library of all Tailwind classes inside. So I think I don't need it at this point of time. CLSX, I will just use the normal approach which I got used to. So okay, I can use this Tailwind classes here. So yeah, and let's assign the same class for other buttons as well. We have auth button here, sign in button. So yeah, should be good. And what if we now remove the padding from the action panel and see if our new padding actually applies to the buttons. Let's run the app in dev mode again to be able to use hot reloading. I can reload the app. Let's check the button in the Explorer. Sorry for that. So you see the classes here, and you can see the classes applied here. So all good. I think we are good. If I sign in, I cannot actually sign in. Let's kind of assume that everything is working fine when we use emulator and they run the application in emulation mode. So let me continue then. What can I do here? What else can I do here? So I can actually improve subscribe control. So subscribe control has subscribe control styles. Let me just change the styles. Use flex direction row, gap 5 pixels. Okay, can close it for now. Flex row, and the gap is 5 pixels. What's close to 5 pixels? Let's see and find. So I think I'm okay with Tailwind 1. 4 pixels, I think I'm okay. So just gap 1. Okay, should be okay. A little bit smaller doesn't make much sense in my particular case. So unsubscribe button has color. A new color, actually we can actually define a new color and use it everywhere. For now, let me just reload the page and make sure the button is working fine. Yeah, I think so. We can adjust it a little bit later, not that important. So we need to define a new color in the Tailwind configuration, through the Tailwind configuration. Tertiary, quaternary, something like this. Not sure if it's a proper term, but color. Let's check the quaternary, something like this. Let me Google. Maybe it's meaning the quarterly. This is produced once every quarter. Okay, good. We can use this term. I think should be okay. My editor doesn't know this term, but that's okay. I forgive it. Let's go to the main index file and define a new color here. And I'm just going to copy it because I cannot reproduce it myself. Very rare word actually. And we can copy the color to the index CSS, to the CSS variable. So, and here we can actually use the new text quarterly. But what's different here? We need to use important modifier here to be able to override default styles. Let me check and see if I can improve the logic so I don't need to use important modifier. Yeah, exactly. So I can just assign these styles here and don't worry about the rest. So okay, let me text quarterly first. I will add text no, I cannot remember it. It's hard for me, sorry for that. Text quarterly, I need to add it to my spelling dictionary for, yeah, ignore word, user. Okay, so what else this unsubscribe button have? Border, solid, the same color. Okay, border, 1 pixel border, and color is quarterly. Okay, and what else? Yeah, I think that's it. Just for span, yeah, I need to set it explicitly to class. Now we can use fill quarterly here and class text quarterly here. Let's hope it works. I'll just remove this stuff and I don't need this stuff anymore. I can actually remove the CSS model file and I can actually remove the styles and subscribe from here, save the file and remove the import automatically. So now I need to see the unsubscribe button actually, so I need to stop the Vite development mode and run emulators to be able to log in and then check the unsubscribe button styles. npm run build watch. Okay, let's wait until the emulator suite is loaded. Gonna run this here. The Vite dev mode actually very fast, so, and you don't need to reopen the page, reload the page manually. So I prefer, when I'm working with styles, I prefer using Vite dev instead of running the application through emulator and then in build watch mode. Yeah, something like this. So let's log in, create a new account because we don't have any. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy. Let me open developer console. Yeah, here some issues. I just want to create a new user. Yeah, subscribe. No, you see that the border and the label is not overridden, is not the default styles for the button actually prevail. So here we can actually temporarily use this how to call exclamation mark before every class to make it important. And yeah, fill quarterly works, span doesn't work. So let's see if it helps. Yeah, it actually works. Later, when they move all the button styles to Tailwind, we won't need to do these exclamation marks here. So I'm gonna close unnecessary stuff. So what if I continue working on the buttons? Yeah, border none for action button by default. I think this reset styles are actually applied by Tailwind. So Tailwind components by default are reset, so all HTML elements are reset. So I can actually remove the properties which actually reset stuff for the button. So I can save and see if it changed anything. Can unsubscribe. Yeah, I think I'm okay. So it works. Let's see. So let's start from span. Span is flex column, flex justify center, align items center, and text primary. Okay, let's find span in each particular button and assign this list of classes to it. So we have button here. I can actually remove this tool which I just installed because I don't need it anymore. I don't need to merge classes anymore here. So we have span here, so span will have display flags, flags column, flags call, justify center, and items center. So we can, and text primary, text. You see that we actually have text here defined. So if I just use text porter here, it's okay. We don't need text primary in this particular case. So, and I have actually a few more buttons with span, so I'm gonna temporarily assign the same classes to all spans inside buttons. We have only 3 buttons. That's okay to do it, but ideally I need to extract all the buttons to one button component and make it universal. But for now it's okay to do some routine work. So I think those are all buttons we have. Just let me check. Button, yeah, move control, subscribe control to yes. So we can actually remove these span settings and continue with buttons. So we have cursor pointer. Let's check what's the class for cursor pointer. Cursor pointer. Obvious. Yes. And let's assign this class to all the buttons we have. Cursor pointer, and here also cursor pointer. I can remove it. What else I have here? I have white border for all buttons except unsubscribe, and I have text white, color white, so I can actually add border primary, okay, and text primary. So I can do the same for all buttons except unsubscribe, because unsubscribe has text quarterly and border quarterly. So I can actually remove the exclamation mark from the top, because we will soon remove all top button classes, so we don't need to do it here additionally. So let me just finish with AUF button. So text primary, border, and border primary. Okay, save, sorted classes, all good. Can reload the app, not this one but this one. Yeah, all good here. So what else I have here? Can remove border color, And yeah, so we have flags for button. Every button is flags row, center. So yeah, you see how to do it, right? So it's pretty straightforward. It's yeah, I will just move all the styles one by one, all the property to corresponding tailwind class, and yeah, use it everywhere. For now, it's clear how to proceed. So I'm going to finish for today and continue next time to not make this video very long. So let me come back to my plan, and obviously we've just started migrating all the app classes, CSS classes to Tailwind CSS. We defined some colors for the application, which we are using through CSS variables also, so which allows us to use these CSS variables in SVG elements, etc. So it's a good how to say refactoring, future-proof refactoring. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. See you next time.